Hello.
Hello. Welcome back.
What's going on, guys? Welcome
Tech
to
Tuesday.
Tech Tuesday with your man Heath and Queen Tracy, the super producer, in the building. What's going on? Hope everybody's having a fantastic evening. We are here in our last live show
of 2021.
It's here. The time has come. The time is upon us. We are here, and we are dropping the tech knowledge. So that's what's going on.
The tech knowledge. He's be coming up with these words, y'all. I don't know what that is.
It's tech and knowledge combined is technology.
Okay.
So remember, I'm here every Tuesday, 8 p.m. EST, to assist your pivot into tech, up-level your income, or help you demystify getting into some of the FANG and mama companies. So that's why we're here.
And other tech companies. So?
Yes. So you can ask me anything.
You can ask me too.
Because Queen Tracy will answer. If you have a question, make sure you type your question into the comments. We will gladly answer your question.
Jump right into it.
We'll get into it. Hey, you might even learn something. If you're thinking about a career change, if you're thinking about a pivot into tech, maybe you're a new graduate, maybe looking to get into the tech space, you are here. You are in the right place.
You're in the right place, guys.
Hit the subscribe button. Hit that like button. Today, we're going to be answering your questions around various topics, including how to get a tech job with an outsourcer that hires for larger companies.
This is a secret a lot of people don't know about. This is how Heath and I got into tech.
Look, Salesforce, AWS, Cisco, the list
everybody,
goes on.
Everybody.
So, a lot of companies use outsourcers.
Yep.
So we're going to get into that. So we're going to share some knowledge around that piece. If you want a one-on-one session with me and or the Queen.
Nope, just Heath.
Tracy. Queen Tracy, the super producer, has added a link into the chat over there. So very easy to get on my calendar and we can chop it up, get you what you need.
What's Pivot Point about today, babe?
We're going to get into some emotional intelligence with the pivot points and talk about the 3-question rule. This is I
like this one.
It's very appropriate for a lot of people out here.
My experience this week has brought me to like this one.
That's right. And if this is the first time here, my name is Heath. I am a tech salesperson in the cloud space.
You now?
Yes, I am. If you want to pivot into tech, you want to up-level your income, you want to maybe try to get into one of the FANG or mama companies, then join me here every Tuesday, but not next Tuesday, but
starting in January
22, Tuesday at 8 p.m., where we're going to be talking about all the things that are happening in the emerging tech space and jobs that pay upwards of $150,000 a year and more.
Wow.
Because, a number of companies have roles that pay in excess of $150K.
Yes, they do.
That are going unfilled.
Like
they're literally, they're trying to create talent, right? It's like you go out here, it's boot camps galore, it's all kinds of certifications.
And don't fall for the okie doke. Listen to us so you know which ones. You know what I'm saying?
There's a lot of stuff happening.
There's a lot of stuff happening now because it's just all these vacant roles.
Right. And so that's why all these things are happening. And so, hey, if you're new here, definitely let me know. Type new you down in the comments so we can chop it up with you after the show. I'd love to meet you. Say hello.
Heath has an excellent memory. He will remember you.
Oh, no doubt. So welcome to Tremendous Tech Tuesday with your man Heath and Tracy. Hit it one more time, baby.
You like that?
You got to get the sound effect with the visual.
Okay.
Because I can hear. Maybe our audience may have heard the first.
Let's get into it.
I can't hear it. Companies you didn't know that outsource for filling roles, right? The global market for outsourcing is upwards of $85 billion.
Did y'all know that all of these companies you hear about, all of these tech companies out here, there's 85.6 billion that are of those jobs are outsourced. Mm-hmm. And we don't just mean to India and to China. That means here.
You're saying outsourced in terms of the procurement of the people who are going to fill the roles.
Correct.
That's what we're talking about.
Not everybody that works at these companies work for these companies.
That's very true. That's a very poignant point that Tracy's making, right? Because sometimes you have people who are working inside of these multinational conglomerates that are inside of the building, inside of the firewall, but do not technically work for that respective organization.
They are outsourced. They are contractors.
They are working in a contracted perspective with another company that has an agreement with the larger company.
They have a badge. They have access. They have access to just about everything. They have a badge. Their badge is just a different color.
And this is how Queen Tracy and I got into tech.
This is how we started in tech.
Many years ago.
Yes, it is. So
more than a decade ago.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. They said both large and small businesses are deciding to outsource staffing. They do it because on their profit and loss statement, it shows up as an expense. It does not show up as a employee. It shows up as an expense.
Right.
That's why they do it.
Yeah, another reason they do it is because, sometimes these roles are germane to the operation, but they're not a core function.
Or it's new.
Or it's something new that they're trying, right? So they're treating it as what we call a two-way door where, hey, let's spin up this team. Let's see if we can solve this particular problem. And if it works great, then we can begin to develop it and maybe create permanent roles for these employees and all these other things.
And then they'll flip them permanently.
It can become a profit center for us. Or if it doesn't work, then we can spin the team down.
Exactly.
We riff that team and we move on.
But it's a really, really good way to get into these larger companies.
Right.
Instead of just, I got to know somebody to get in through a contractor. You're in the door. You're working with the people that have the permanency.
Yeah.
They're getting to know you. They're getting to know your work ethic. And they can say, hey, I think you need to be a permanent employee.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much what's happened to us.
Absolutely.
Years and years ago, but that's what happened. So they outsource sales, they outsource customer support, they outsource customer success, they outsource software development, they outsource engineers, they outsource literally everything. So the companies, a strong case for sourcing, the case for sourcing is strong, and like I said, it saves them tons of money in the hiring positions. It helps them with training and managing staff.
Yeah, because somebody else is doing that.
Because someone else is doing it, right? So they just have a contract with a company.
Right.
A company trains everybody and just plugs them in.
Yep.
It's amazing. So there's access to a larger talent pool too, and it gives them they can turn up a new project quickly. Because it's going to reduce their load in trying to find those people to get that in. So they just pass that on to another company. So let's take a look at some of those companies.
We got some examples over here, baby.
Yeah. So WhatsApp. WhatsApp is one.
I know WhatsApp.
Yep. WhatsApp is a Facebook company. They do a lot of outsourcing. Company. It's okay.
A meta company.
Slack is another company. Slack has been really, really picking up lately. I've heard a few of my friends saying they've gotten offers from Slack or they've had interviews with Slack.
Yep.
If you're not familiar with what Slack is, you're going to tell them what Slack is?
Yeah, it's a collaboration tool, right? It's a SaaS offering, and that enables workers to be able to collaborate and work in virtual environments so that they can be more productive.
Okay. Then you've got American Express, Amex.
Slack actually is owned by
they've been outsourcing customer support for years. Google, but of course we're focusing on the tech aspect. It says, they've outsourced customer support as well. A few years ago, they decided to use outsourced customer service agents for their AdWords advertisers.
There you go.
1,000 reps. Y'all hear that? In 60 countries. Okay. About half of Google's staff were not in-house employees, but outsourced contractors.
There you go.
So not everybody that works for Google works for Google.
There you go.
Expensify is one. Microsoft. If you think it's hard to get into Microsoft, look for a company that is outsourcing. Okay.
Yeah.
The software giant is believed to have as many outsourced staff as they have in-house employees, y'all. This is a way to get into Microsoft.
Tens of
The
thousands of people.
outsourced contractors usually focus on tasks outside of the scope and expertise of employees. They don't even bother with it.
Yeah.
Right? In other words, as if an in-house employee can do a particular job, no outside worker will be hired in place of them. So basically, they have staff that they're not looking for people to replace their employees, which is a good thing.
Yeah. They're looking for, people who are bringing skill sets into the environment that they don't necessarily have to hire themselves for. It's like, hey, this XYZ company has a staff of people who have this talent, have this skill. Okay, cool. We'll contract with you guys, bring that talent in, collaborate with our teams, get done what we need to get done, and then we're good.
Apple, it's well known for the iPhone. It's designed in California but manufactured in China. As news of giant Chinese plants have been all over our TV screens, more than 95% of Apple's products by value are assembled in China.
Yep.
You think real Apple employees are assembling that? No,
Probably
contractors.
Probably not. Yep.
If they did that in the United States, it would be $30,000 a unit. Couldn't even afford it. Cisco Systems. That's who I work for. One of the secrets of Cisco's growth was hiring engineering talent in India. Yes. To become a competitive global brand, the company has a vast majority of its operations outside the U.S., especially in China and India. But I will tell you the secret. Many of the employees that are in the United States are contractors. Many of them.
There you go.
And then
and the
some
things that what we were discussing this evening is not representative of our employees. These thoughts are our own.
No, we didn't say that.
I just said it.
So you're probably asking yourself, well, which companies are these? Where are these secret companies? You can Google top IT outsourcing companies.
Okay, I like
but
that.
I'm going to give you some names real quick.
Dropping the gems.
I'm going to drop some names.
Drop the gems.
Modis, MOIDS.
Okay.
Dynpro, DYNPRO.
Boom.
Vantra, VANTRA.
Yeah, she was in my class in 6th grade.
Bay Area Networks, BAY Area Networks.
Yep.
They pay very well.
Yep.
Arcana Networks, Tech Play, Tech Systems. That's TEK Systems.
Yep.
Apex Systems, APEX Systems. Robert Half, you've heard of them.
Yep.
HCL Technologies.
Yep. I know them.
Experis, EXPERIS. Experis. Aerotech.
Know them too.
AEROTEK. Matrix Resources.
That's Neo.
Yep. You so silly. Infosys. INFOSYS.
Yep, I know them.
Limited.
Okay.
McCann. This is another one. Tata Consultancy.
Yep.
TATA Consultancy.
No Tata.
Adecco, EDDECCO. And
pause.
Market Star.
Okay.
MARKETSTAR.
Look, if y'all don't understand what Queen Tracy just dropped on y'all, those are specific companies.
Those are specific companies that I know about.
That are hiring for tech roles. You need to check them out. You need to check out their job postings. You need to understand that these companies are locked in with some of the largest companies in the world, and they
ongoing contracts,
jobs, right? And so while you might say, man, it's hard to get this job at Cisco, at
Google,
IBM, at Google, at Microsoft.
They already
AWS,
have the jobs.
A lot of these companies have roles that are being outsourced by these companies that Tracy's just listed.
They already have the jobs.
Make sure you check them out.
Go
and look, find out what they're hiring for, what they're looking to do, what kind of skill sets that they're looking for. And you can contact them, get engaged, and the next thing you know, you're going to be interviewing because these companies looking for people to fill these roles.
And the interview process is a little different. A recruiter from one of these companies will contact you or something. You'll talk to them briefly. It's not as involved either. It's a lot easier to get a job this way. They'll talk to you, then they'll say, hey, you can talk to, like, say, the project manager that is still with their company. that is already inside of the company that they're looking to hire for. You'll talk to one or two of those people, and they'll say, well, you'll have to talk to maybe one more stakeholder. And that's it.
That's it.
And it's not drawn out. It's I think whenever I've gotten a job like this, it was bam, bam. It was so fast. And they pay well.
Yeah.
Now, I will say benefits aren't as good
Right.
as if you're with that company. Now, I shouldn't say that that's not true of all of them. We can definitely say Market Star benefits are excellent.
Yeah.
So Market Star is one of the companies, their benefits are excellent. You really, really need to look at that because some of them aren't. They pay more though. I will say that they do pay. Like I know Bay Area Networks, think about it. They're Bay Area. So they're out on the West Coast. So their contracts are in line with West Coast salaries.
Right.
So keep that in mind.
Yeah.
But you can definitely look at that. Let's see what Lynette says.
Yeah. And it's really predicated on what it is that's important to you. So Lynette says, I completed a project management, a project manager consultant contract role with Tech Systems this past May.
Yep.
They offer
Corp to Corp and W-2. Yes.
There you go. Right. So Lynette has specific experience with one of these companies that we're outlining, right? And
exactly.
So she's letting you guys know that, hey, these opportunities are there, that you can gain valuable experience, that you can get inside of these buildings, inside of these firewalls, access to all of the different trainings and different things that you can do that become an additional benefit, right? So that's one of the things that we haven't really talked about. But, you know, if you're looking to get additional certification, improve your standing while you're inside of that company, hey, you know, 9 to 5, you're doing the work for that respective company. But guess what? You also have access to some of the other things that they may give their employees and their contracted employees access to. So now you can go over here and get maybe a free certification, or you can go over here and get some specific training in another area that you're interested in, like on your own time. And so now, you know, you enhance that benefit for yourself and really made that work, right? So just, you know, hustle game, think about it.
Yeah, don't, and if you do get one of these jobs, don't just go and work there and do the job. Really, really look at stakeholders and peers that are aligned to you and work on those relationships so that when something does become available, they're going to recommend you for it as opposed to just going to get someone from the outside that doesn't have that experience. Another thing I would suggest is work your behind off when you're in these positions, because guess what? They're going to call you up one day and they're going to say, I'm opening up a rec and the rec is for you.
Right.
They're doing that.
I love that you said that, baby. You know, one of the things I always counsel people on is that every day you are interviewing.
Yes, you are.
Whether you know that or not.
Permanent employee or temporary employee.
Everyone that you interact with, everyone that you deliver something to, everyone that you collaborate with.
Yes.
Everyone who has dotted line to what it is that you're accomplishing. You are interviewing with all of these people, and they will remember. And so you can leverage that time to network, to essentially interview, to ask for a 15 to 30 minute coffee chat if it's so if you're so inclined, to understand more about these people, to connect with them via LinkedIn and other resources. So at the end of the day, right, these are phenomenal opportunities. And so, hey, just make sure that you leverage these opportunities when they're before you so that you can receive the full benefit.
Right. So if you do get a temporary position, it's just as good. You are behind, like we call it behind the firewall. You are in there. You just have to make the extra effort to make sure you network properly and show your best side so you can get on in there.
There you go.
Hi, Calvert. How are you? New you. Welcome.
What's up, Calvert?
So glad you were able to join us this evening. So the next thing is that we're talking about, let me get it over here, is...
Calvert's not new. We've seen Calvert before.
I know. I just let him say it.
Maybe he's new to this show.
Oh, yeah. Maybe that's what it is. I like that.
Yeah. That's what's up. Good to see Calvert.
See, he remembers all of that stuff. It's amazing. He remembers everybody.
That's cool. All right, let's get into the next. Let's get into the next bullet point here, guys. AWS has launched a skills center in Seattle, and they are going to give free cloud training to 29 million people.
They need 20. They need 20. I can't even say it. They need 29 million people to get trained up.
Well, I mean, the idea is that they're in line with the thought process that you and I have.
Okay.
Is that there's such a giant chasm in terms of what's needed as companies transition from kind of their traditional stack architecture into these cloud environments. And so one of the things that the companies have learned is that,
go ahead and show everybody.
Yeah, one of the things that the companies have learned is that it really helps service integrators and partners and SMB businesses, enterprise businesses. It really helps when you have people on your staff that have cloud skills.
Mm-hmm.
And it becomes a blocker when you don't have people on your staff that have cloud skills, because it's very difficult for these companies to migrate to cloud if they don't have anybody in their environment who understands what it is that they're looking at.
Right. It says they got 8,000 square feet of space and sort of a science center for grown-ups with 3 classrooms.
So this is physically located in Seattle.
Right.
This particular operation.
And the facility's purpose is to help demystify the cloud and make jobs that use the technology more accessible. Mm-hmm. The site showcases potential career areas, including gaming, robotics, sports, machine learning, smart home technology, and space.
All of that.
The center and its classes are free to the public.
Free 99.
The center hopes to reach unemployed and underemployed people, as well as those who are racially and ethnically diverse and have little or no experience in the tech field.
Okay, pause. Is this not what this entire show is about?
This is exactly what this show is about.
This is why we are doing the show.
Right? Yes.
We want people, right, especially brown folk, especially people who are underemployed, who are unemployed, to understand that the bag is out here.
And they need you to come pick it up.
And all you have to do is to adjust your mindset.
Start there.
Make a decision. Get the training that you need.
Yes.
And boom.
Boom. I'm telling y'all. And understand, if you don't get the bag, they're going to give it away. They're going to open up. Okay, so this is something I thought about. Okay, baby. Think about the last few years. I'm going to show y'all another picture here. Okay. This is just such a cool space.
Let's see it, baby.
The last couple of years, other countries have shut down their borders, shut down their commerce, told their people to go inside, don't come out, right? And they are hanging on by a thread. Let me tell y'all something. These people are coming here. They are coming to America. As bad as we think it is here, others don't think it. I don't care what TikTok says.
It's still the land of
it's still the land of opportunity. Okay.
Yep.
Where else can you go and get free training like this that is going to get you the bag quickly? Right. The other thing that will happen if we don't fill these jobs is they will go ahead and open up the visas and they will go ahead and outsource them overseas.
Oh, it's coming. It's coming.
The vice president, Kamala, she visited India a couple of weeks ago. What, you think they're talking about recipes? just because she bought a Le Creuset pot? Oh, no. Yeah. They're talking about jobs. This is how bad it is here.
And there certainly is connectivity, right, between the U.S. and India. India is such a hotbed for innovation, and the people who are running the country really
they got 10-year-olds that can do these jobs.
They really get it, right? And so from that perspective, that there is a lot of of tech talent in India,
Yeah.
and a lot of that talent is also looking to migrate to the U.S. for even more opportunity.
Exactly. The Skills Center is a chance for building trust with these communities, having them clearly see what the opportunities are and where the future is headed, y'all. Let's not sleep on this.
What's the saying? Skate to where the puck is going.
Yes.
That's what we're doing, y'all.
They're hopeful that the AWS training will include instructors who are people of color, helping trainees see themselves in the roles.
Yes.
She's also worried that the location will be inconvenient for some people. Okay. They're exploring transit options to reduce that barrier.
Watch out now.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is what's going on. No cost training.
Trying to make it
Microsoft
accessible.
also offers instruction through its Accelerate program. There's a lot of ways to get to this, y'all.
Right.
Do not sleep on this.
And
do not be afraid of it.
Wasn't there something in this article that talked about how they were also making some of it available virtually, baby?
Let's see. It says, in addition to opening the center, Amazon announced additional efforts to provide free training, expanding AWS Restart. It's an in-person 12-week program that provides training for entry-level cloud computing careers. By the end of this year, Restart will be available in 95 cities in 38 countries.
Wow.
Do y'all hear this?
Yep.
So AWS Restart. So look that up. The launch of AWS Skill Builder, a suite of more than 500 on-demand online technology and cloud courses. Skill Builder is available in more than 200 countries and territories and offered in 16 languages.
Yep.
Making online courses easier to find for the U.S. students by adding a link on Amazon.com. Google it. Put in Amazon.com Skill Builder.
Right.
Okay. Skill Center. Amazon.com Skill Center. Amazon.com AWS Restart. This is how you find this.
Yeah.
Okay. And if you know someone, this needs to happen. Yes. You hear about all the other crap about AWS and Amazon. Let's really see what's going on. Let's really see what's going on.
Well, wasn't there something in there specifically said about virtual though?
Okay. I don't see it.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm sure they have something
there.
Virtual.
It's in there, right? So,
and if not, that's coming to a town near you.
To a city near you.
It is coming.
And so the point is that the opportunities are available, y'all. That the sky is the limit, right? As big as you can think, as big as you can imagine, is what you can do. I think one other thing, right, connected to AWS, since I am an AWS employee, there is a virtual conference going on right now in Las Vegas called reInvent. And so you still have the opportunity to plug into that. It's completely free. You can go and take in some of the sessions virtually, check out some of the keynotes and those kinds of things. So check that out.
Yeah, that's a good one to look at.
reInvent. So just go to aws.com and you'll see it right there.
Okay, let's see.
Just a little pro tip for y'all.
Oh, Lynette, I love that picture. I just noticed it.
Okay,
Lynette says, my AWS CCP cert is set to expire in 2022.
Okay.
I received an email to recertify or take the next exam in the role-based path. I believe the next role up is Solutions Architect. That's awesome.
Yeah.
If I remember, give her a little bit of information on Solutions Architect so other people know what that is.
Yeah, absolutely. So what Lynette is talking about is the kind of the foundational certification. Actually, it's the same certification that I have, Lynette, is the CCP, or the Certified Cloud Practitioner, right? So that's going to give you the baseline knowledge that you need to have in order to understand what's happening with the AWS Cloud Platform. And so typically the next certification that they suggest from there is the Associate Solution Architect. So that's what Lynette is referring to. So when you take the CCP, you probably have about 50% of the knowledge that you need, Lynette, in order to gain the ASA, or the Associate Solution Architect certification. So I definitely would highly advocate that, right? I think that would be fantastic, and you'll also see the capability of bumping your pay because you'll have the ASA versus just the CCP. And so, you could probably up level your income 25 or 30,000 just getting that new cert. So, hey, I would advise you, hey, go on to Udemy, go on to Wiz Labs, wherever it is that you like to get these that training, and then sit for that certification once you feel comfortable, and you'll be off to the races.
Yeah, and talking about, just let's speak on training for a moment, babe, and just share with those that are watching us to be aware of these boot camp advertisements out here. Can you give people a couple of pointers of what to look for when they see these boot camps? Because they're really, really pushing it out here.
Sure.
If you see you need a lot of money up front, that's kind of a red flag. If you see that they need you to sign some type of contract when it's over to make sure that you work for them for 3 years or something like that, that's kind of a red flag. And I say it's a red flag because it's not necessary. I can see some people saying, I'd rather do it this way. That way I don't have to have out of pocket expenses. But there's so many other ways to get the training without signing away 2 to 3 years of your life. In a situation that you may not like and you really can't change from. It's and I've seen a lot of it because it's such a need out here. So you want to make sure that whatever is offering the boot camp or the situation, that is associated with the company that it is advertising, that it is hiring for.
Okay. So let me give you my example of what I experienced, and then you can extrapolate that and put that into your scenario, right? And so what I did was I took a course on, I think I did mine on Wiz Labs, right? So you can do it on Udemy, on Wiz Labs, on A Cloud Guru, right? Any of these platforms that you can do the training for, $20, $50, $100, not super expensive. And what happens is you go through the course, through the modules with an instructor, like a video training, and they'll give you practice tests. They'll give you cheat sheets. And so now you can drill yourself. You can quiz yourself as you're going through these modules. Then you can they'll kind of replicate what the sitting for the certification is like at the end of the course. So now that you've done that, then you can go and sit for the course for the certification itself. And that's, I think for the cloud practitioner, it was like $100. It may be a little bit more for the ASA and some of the other ones. I'm not 100% sure, but it's not that much, right? So now once you get the certification itself, now you can add that to your LinkedIn, just like Lynette was alluding to. You can see how long the certification is good for, when it expires, all those things. And then it also makes it publicly available for other people to see. So they don't have to necessarily take Lynette's word for it that she has a certified cloud practitioner from AWS. They can see it on her information.
Right.
There's an identifier number that they can validate that Lynette has done the work, that she has gone through a specific certification process that was proctored, that was 100% above board, and she is legit in terms of having the knowledge base to pass this certification. So now, basically, you did that for a couple $100. So as it relates to the boot camps and those kinds of things, right, I'm seeing $3,500. I'm seeing
that's
$4,500. I'm seeing some other things. And so, I'm not knocking anybody's hustle.
No.
People are trying to do the same things that Trace and I are talking about here. They're just kind of leveraging the opportunity. They're selling it as, hey, being part of this community and those kinds of things, whatever it is, completely fine. But it's not specifically necessary,
right.
I think is what Trace and I are communicating. Right. And so the idea is go out and do the homework, get the training so that you're prepared to take the exam. You can do that for $20 on Udemy, y'all. Whatever you want to learn. Basically $20, $50, $100. Udemy, Wiz Labs, A Cloud Guru is all out there. Right. So go and get trained for the certification. Then take the certification and then do your networking with these kinds of companies that Trace and I are talking about. So now you get hired at either one of these companies who is an outsourcer, right, or get hired directly for a company that's your dream company, and boom, you did it all for a few $100.
Yep. What does Calvert say? Calvert says, that would be great to have instructors that look like us. That is it is just so good. It's so encouraging.
That would be you, Calvert.
Yes. Yes.
That would, you become the instructor, Calvert. Go get the training, get the knowledge.
That's what they're saying.
Get the job, and then you become the instructor.
It's crazy. The opportunities are endless. They are endless. Lynette says she'll have to set aside time to read the white papers and prepare for the exam.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, definitely.
That's that's a beautiful that's some beautiful self-awareness that Lynette is identifying right here, right? So she's saying, I need to set aside time to read the white papers.
Yes, she does.
Some people are like me and maybe are more auditory. If I read a bunch of white papers, I like fall asleep at the table.
He gets me to read things to him.
Yeah.
That's how we do it. But
the point is that you go and get the information you need to get, and then you sit for your certification. So kudos to you, Lynette. Do your thing.
Yeah.
We are 100% behind you.
I'm with you, Calvin. Wow. Go AWS. I think that is huge.
No doubt. No doubt.
So Calvert says it's his goal to work for AWS in the DMV. You have any advice for him?
Wow. Calvert, I'm not sure if I have enough time tonight to give you all of the advice.
Heath works for AWS in the DMV.
To give you all of the advice that you need. But I will say that that it is certainly doable. Absolutely. AWS is going to hire, or Amazon in general is going to hire 25,000 people in the DMV over the next 10 years.
At least 25,000.
So I think the opportunity certainly is there, right? If you have the knowledge, you have the skills, and you understand leadership principles that AWS has, right? Be able to take those and extrapolate them from your work experiences and from your training and other things that you would have done, and be able to tell those stories when you go through an interview process, then you're 3/4 of the way there, my man. So, if you want to do a deep dive into that, Calvert, whenever you're ready, man, just hit my link. We'll set up time. I'll walk you through the whole thing. So, I do that all the time for people. So it's not a problem. But I would say absolutely, you absolutely can do it, man. Your dream is within reach, no doubt.
Yeah, definitely. Reality Doll says these companies make you feel like you can't get great training without them. Some claim they have relationships with major tech companies. Don't believe it.
And they do, right? So the point is that some of these companies are also agencies, right? They might have an agency component to what it is that they do. And so when they place people, right, because tech talent is so sought after, right? If they place you at a certain company, right, they're going to get $10,000 or a certain percentage of your income from the company is right. It's kind of invisible to you. But the point is that they do have relationships in certain areas of those various companies. And so the question to you becomes, like, do you want to enter in that way, kind of leveraging them, or do you want to go out and get the training on your own and then network with people like me and the Queen and other folks that you will meet in the business? So that's really the question.
Yeah, that's definitely the question.
Yeah.
Reality Doll's question is: do you recommend disclosing if you're a minority when asked during the application process?
Yeah, I think I've never had any hangups about that, right? African American, whatever the box is there. So for me, probably even more so today, Reality Doll, is that they're looking for diverse candidates, right? And so you are coming in as a diverse female candidate off the rip. I'm checking out your resume. I'm checking out your application, right? Because I need you. If you qualified, you have the skills and the temperament, the EQ to work in this environment, I need to interview you. I need to get you exposed to the other people who are making these hiring decisions, because that's what I'm looking for. So absolutely.
Another question that she has is, Heath, do companies really value the Udemy certificates or training?
Okay, so here's the thing. So if I do a course, let's use the certified cloud practitioner that Lynette was alluding to earlier. I go into Udemy and get trained to prepare for the certification. I won't do the certification with Udemy, but I will take the information, I will take the cheat sheets, I will take the practice tests.
Right.
And then you go, and usually there's only like a couple. I think it's Pearson, and there's one other one that does the virtual virtual certification, right? And so they have their own kind of way that they do the proctoring, right? You had to look around the room. You had to take your camera and show them all around the room so
Can't
they
have your
know that you're
phone.
not cheating and all those kind of things, right? So they have their whole process of what they do to validate when you're taking the certification. So it's not about getting it done from Udemy or Wiz Labs or A Cloud Guru or anywhere else. That's where you want to go and get trained, get prepped. Sort of like if you're a real estate agent, right? You find somewhere in your community who's teaching real estate courses and you learn all the content.
Right.
But then you have to sit for the exam,
The
the
state
certification
exam. Right.
with the state. Right. So it's really the same thing.
Yeah. You're just going to those places to get trained.
Mm-hmm.
You still have to take the same exam from Pearson.
Right.
So the answer to your question is it doesn't matter where you get trained.
Correct.
They're not going to see where you got trained. They're
Correct.
just going to see that you're now certified.
Yep. They don't care where you get trained. Do you have the skills? Right. It's a skills and the society that we live in is no longer punch the clock and you have to work 9 to 5.
Exactly.
The society that we live in is outcome based, right? Can you get the outcome that we need, and you're going to get the outcome because you have the skills. That's it.
Calvert says, working on getting my CS degree
Go
now.
with your bad self, Calvert. I ain't mad at you.
Any suggestions for him as far as interning or anything like that?
Yeah, start looking now.
I would definitely start looking for internships. That's
Mm-hmm.
going to be your key.
Yep, internships can be very helpful.
Mm-hmm.
When you can get an internship, boy. Your foot is
Halfway in the door.
You're like 1.5 feet in the door.
And the other thing about internships is they pay very well there in the tech industry. The company that I worked at, the summers the kids would come, they'd make $30,000 in a summer. Baller. Yeah. Yeah. Even like my daughter did an internship in New York. She
Mm-hmm.
made $15,000. They're
Mm-hmm.
not, and that was just for summer,
Yep.
10 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So in tech,
And that wasn't even tech.
no, that wasn't even tech. So in tech, they're like 30. They make
Uh-huh.
like $30,000 in 10 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, for internships. So definitely look for internships in the summer.
Yes.
And you have to get on those early.
Mhm.
Yes. Whoop, whoop. Comps. Yes, that's right. All the best, Calvert. Love that. Reality Doll says, what are your thoughts on sales engineering positions? Sales engineer positions.
I can't do my job without a sales
I
engineer.
loved my SC. Love my SC.
In the cloud world, we refer to them as solution architects, but yeah, same thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
solution
it's all-
architects, sales engineers,
it's
they're
all-
pre-sales engineer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're great. They're commission positions, and they don't have to worry about the customer's downtime and stuff like that too much. It depends though.
Mm-hmm.
And then her other question was, are internships for all ages, or do they prefer recent grads?
Yeah, internships typically are for undergraduates.
Yeah.
Who are doing their undergraduate work, or for people who are working on their graduate degree
Yes. So I think
or their PhD.
they're looking for people who are in school.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you get into the internship.
Yeah.
The internship lane.
But there's so
to
many
speak.
roles that are available, right? If you're not, if you have transferable skills, if you already been in the marketplace, in the workplace for a while, it's really about just looking for the opportunities.
Right,
So-
right.
So you're still good.
Our next story is about Salesforce.
Okay, Salesforce.
So Salesforce salaries for open roles in tech, business, and sales, and more.
Okay, let's get
So
into it.
August, they set a goal to add over last August, they set a goal to add over 12,000 new jobs in 2021. The software company currently has over 4,000 open roles on its website,
Hey, look, cloud.
and
They
many pay 6 figures.
cloud company.
Okay.
Get in the bag.
Let's see.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to show you this really quick.
Mm-hmm.
So Salesforce, they are on the hunt right now.
Yeah.
I have a girlfriend that works there. She's like, oh my gosh, don't you want to come work here? Don't you want to come work at Salesforce? Mark Benioff said the company was planning to add over 12,000 new jobs last year.
Yep.
Many falling into the hybrid work model. So I think they've moved to completely remote for many of the positions.
Yeah, a lot of them are remote.
Yeah.
Mhm. But they
San
do have
Francisco software company also has a great reputation as an employer, ranking among Glassdoor's best places to work since 2016.
Mhm.
The company currently has more than 4,400 open roles on its website.
Yes, yes.
And are located at 19 and our on website, and 1,900 are located across the U.S.
Yeah. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So I have a girlfriend that works there. She loves working there.
Yeah.
She says the people are so nice. She said the people that aren't nice get fired. And
Like,
she just thinks it's the best place to work.
Yeah, yeah.
And she's always worked at some very, very high-end
Mm-hmm.
companies. And she's just so excited to work. She was trying to get me to come there.
Yeah, I think one of the things about Salesforce is the leader, right? Mark Benioff.
Yeah, he's a pretty cool dude.
And so when you have an outstanding leader, that really impacts the organization throughout, right? And so just as you can imagine, right, Jeff Bezos and Mark Benioff and Zuckerberg and all of these guys are so brilliant, but then they're really about creating good cultures and the innovation as well.
Right.
And so this is what you see with Salesforce, right? It was really kind of one of the first kind of famous cloud companies. And they have won multiple awards for best places to work. So I can see why our friend is saying that.
Yeah. The jobs listed under sales include executives,
Mm-hmm.
analysts, and technical architects.
Okay.
Many of which earn six-figure salaries.
Mm-hmm.
Similar to account executives, architects serve as a liaison between Salesforce and its customers. They may also help customers set up and configure their Salesforce implementations. So here are some salaries, guys, that they're showing for account execs.
Now, let me just say something about these salaries. If they're showing y'all these salaries,
that's not the salary.
you know they're paying more.
Yeah, it's definitely more.
Okay, so just understand that when this is for public consumption right here, and so people who have these roles will tell you, yeah, that's absolutely what you make, but yeah, you can actually
that's
more.
just like the base salary. That doesn't include RSUs, which is stock option. It doesn't include
all kinds of cool
bonuses. Stuff. It doesn't include commission.
Spiffs.
Bonuses are spiffs. Bonuses are usually quarterly payouts for.
So it's
or twice a year. It can be twice a year. It could be quarterly. Commission is usually monthly.
Lots of goodies.
Lots and lots of goodies.
Lots of goodies in the tech space.
Right. And that's just, it's just another company to look at. The career website has the careers website has 981 open roles in this category. They're talking about software developers, product managers, core business applications like Sales Cloud, Service Cloud. The key word here is cloud. Okay, these roles earn many of the highest salaries. So these are a little bit higher. As you can see here, you've got software engineers, senior software engineers, system specialists, data scientist, director, product manager. I think that's what she is. So,
and y'all know Salesforce bought Slack last year.
Yeah.
Who was it they bought? They bought somebody else last year too.
Right. They also have customer support positions, guys, not just, it says Salesforce didn't have many H-1B visa applications for business-focused roles, but there were a few for various types of customer support roles. Tech support roles earned between $60,000 at the low end to over $90,000 at the high end.
Okay.
Tech support, y'all. Tech support used to be $50K.
Hello, tech support. How may I help you? What kind of problem you having, sir?
Right.
Okay, let me click this button, sir.
So tech support is between 55 and 93. Solutions architect is 147.
Yep, that's what Lynette was asking about, right?
Yep. Director of customer success. Don't sleep on customer success. Customer success is rising.
Yeah. No doubt.
Finance operations. Back of the house. Operational jobs are very important in tech companies, and they are paid just as well.
No doubt.
If you have a marketing manager or something like that, they're going to get paid higher at a tech company than they are at like government. Okay. Salesforce has 163 roles open in finance and operations, 91 located in the U.S. Okay. Program managers, finance managers, analysts, and here are their jobs. Okay. Finance manager, senior analyst, right? revenue operations, business operations,
This
marketing.
This the public consumption glass door stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. we're kind of like, on these salaries, because that's not what the salary is. It's definitely more.
Yep.
It's definitely more.
But we're showing y'all what a bag
marketing. There are 111 open roles in marketing, with 74 in the U.S. List a range of experience levels and earnings from technical writers. You can start off in technical writing.
Hey, get in where you fit in.
Yes, 85,000 to director position, making 6 figures. Technical writer, 85. Product marketing manager, up to 148. Director of marketing, 147. Okay.
Hey, get in where you fit in. What's your skill set? What you enjoy doing? What can you do? What can you get trained to do? Where can you get some experience and some exposure? The opportunities are out here. The opportunities out here, y'all. The bag is out here. So we want to just encourage you to get yourself out here with this bag.
Lynette asks, Tracy, does your girlfriend work at Salesforce in DC? Yes, she does. She worked at Acumen, and they got bought out by Salesforce. So she doesn't work in an office. She works at home. They all work at home. So she's not in an office. Let's see. Reality Doll said, I've seen Salesforce open positions for sales positions. I feel the expectations are that you must use very aggressive sales tactics and work 60 hours a week. Is this true?
Look, Reality Doll, let me tell you.
Would you do that for $250,000 to $350,000?
Look,
I'm just asking.
Wherever you go, whatever you do, wherever there's a need, there's going to be some WRK involved. That's just what it is, right? If you're going to have a strong 6-figure job at one of the top companies in the world,
you're going to work 60 hours a week.
Not necessarily. But
not every week and not in that way.
But you're going to put some work in.
You're going to put some work in. I don't know, baby. When I worked and I had media and I had those West Coast accounts, it was, woo.
Yeah, but you was on the East Coast, we were working the West Coast. So you already had that 3-hour delta in terms of your coverage.
So, but for my New York crew, I had to get up be in meetings at 8. And then for my West Coast crew, my 5 o'clock meetings, I had to be in meetings at 8.
Baby, that's what I just said.
It was rough.
I just said because you were covering both coasts.
But I worked from home. It was flexible. I still got my swim on in the middle of the day. I still cook dinner for the family. You know, it's a trade-off, guys. It's a trade-off.
Yeah. So the other thing I was going to say was that any job has a certain level of stress that comes with it, right? And so what it really is about how you process that, right? How you compartmentalize what it is that you're doing. I think that if you're a believer like we are, right? One of the things that we talk about is that you're working for the Lord. Right?
Hey,
your bar is predicated on what it is to do to give your best to your Creator.
Yes.
And so when you are doing that, then you will find yourself ascending and executing at a higher level than most other people in the operation.
And it comes with ease.
And it is just an ease, right? Because you operating and you moving in grace, not predicated on some stress and strife that a human is giving you.
No.
But you are elevating yourself and your output based on what the Creator has given
it's what you make it. And you really have to go into it with a different mindset. These tech companies are not dominating the world like they are without some work. And to be part of organizations really trying to make an effort to change how we're living, change how we're working, and change how we're playing is not going to be an easy company to work for.
Yeah.
Long gone are the days of punching a clock, putting in your 8 hours, and going home. Those days are gone. This is why flexibility is so critical when working for a tech company. If you don't have flexibility, you're going to burn out your people. So they know this. Go ahead, babe.
Let me say two other things about this for my friend Reality Doll. One is that as you get into various roles, whether it's a sales role or any other kind of role, you will learn how to trim off an hour or two here and there in your day.
Yep, you will.
You will understand how to block your time, block your calendar in a way where you can accomplish more and accomplish the things that you want to do, so that you don't have to necessarily work 60 hours to do what you need to do to get done the outcome that you need. That's number one. Number two is that when you go into these tech spaces, because there are such a plethora of roles, when you get into a role and you determine, hey, I love the company, I love the culture, but this particular role maybe is not quite as good for me as maybe another role over here doing something else, you will have the latitude, right? You will make the connections and do the internal networking that you need to do to move and find yourself in the places that are most suited for you.
Right.
So don't think that, hey, I got this tech job. Yeah, I'm getting the bag, but I'm working 6 hours a week and I hate it and blah, blah, blah.
It's not like that.
What you want to do is look at it as an entree into a whole nother world, and that now you've up-leveled your environment, your income, the people around you, and you will find the things that are most suited to you. So I wouldn't go into it with fear. I would go into it with faith.
I like that. Okay, are we ready for pivot point? So pivot point, the 3-question rule.
Yeah, so this is really cool, right? And this actually dovetails very nicely into kind of the conversation that we're already having. So when you're working in these environments, emotional intelligence is super important. And it is, when you're in a corporate environment, especially at, a super high level like these large tech conglomerates, you have to make sure that you are not the version of yourself that might be somewhere else.
Okay, that's me. That's me right there. He's talking to me.
No, I'm not saying. What I'm saying is, in this example, right? So this pivot point sort of came from something that I read, and it talked about a comedian named Craig Ferguson. And so I think he was on stage doing a bit a few years ago, but he said something that was really poignant. And he said that there are 3 things that you must always ask yourself before you say.
You're not going to tell him why we're talking about this?
You want me to get into that? Okay. So I think, because Tracy and I are a little bit older now, a little more experienced in life, we've learned over the years that you have to have a certain disposition.
You gonna make me say it if you don't tell him.
Okay, you say how you want to say it then.
Okay, so we had a guest over the holidays. I can't say that? Okay, wait.
We talked about this already.
All right, I'm not gonna say anything.
We talked about this.
I'm not gonna say anything. Go ahead and tell the people what they need to hear. The 3-question rule. There are 3 things you must always ask yourself before you say anything.
Number 1, does this need to be said?
Number 2,
does this need to be said by me?
And number 3,
does this need to be said by me now?
The comedian said it took him 3 marriages to learn this lesson.
And that's really interesting that he used marriage in that context, right?
Yeah.
Because it's appropriate for marriage, for work, for casual situations, for most scenarios that you're going to find yourself in. You can ask yourself these 3 questions.
Yeah.
And when you're having this internal dialogue, it is really important, right? Because you can lean on the answer that you will give yourself. And therefore, that your response will probably be appropriate.
Now, this is a good example for me. You're at an office supply store.
Go ahead, babe.
Someone unintentionally cuts you off.
Mm-hmm.
You're hobbling down the aisle. You looking at you trying to find what you're trying. Somebody just steps in front of you. You're tempted to give them a piece of your mind.
Mm-hmm.
So you ask yourself,
does this need to be said? And then
I think I have to do this like all the time.
And then you can respond to yourself, nah, forget about it.
Nah, forget about it. Or someone you don't know tries to provoke you on social media.
Yeah, we get that sometimes, which is
weird.
We do.
It's so weird. That's the first thing I go, this is weird. You're tempted to end them with your superior snark. or spend hours debating them on the topic they've proved they obviously know less about than you. I went through this recently. It was awful. I went through this recently with the Howard protests on campus because so many people don't know what they're talking about. And it was awful. I probably didn't sleep for like a day because I was just
you were wound up.
I was wound up.
Yep.
So I should have asked myself,
does this need to be said? Does it need to be said by me?
No way. Move on and focus on more important things.
Or
what's another one? You get home from work and you want to tell your spouse that something came up and you've got to cancel these great dinner plans
for the weekend.
You know how you get the weekend going? You going here? You got reservations.
It's Wednesday. Like, oh baby, this weekend we're gonna do X, Y, Z. We're gonna go over here. I'm gonna take you out to this restaurant. We're gonna do this.
But then you notice they already had a bad day.
You get home and you're like, they had a bad day.
So does this need to be said? Yeah, it needs to be said.
Yep.
Does this need to be said by me? Yes.
Who else gonna say it?
And does this need to be said by me right now?
Not right now, though. Not. It needs to be said, but not right now.
Right. You need to wait.
Yeah, we're gonna wait till you smooth out a little bit. Maybe I get you a glass of wine. Maybe we talk about your day,
and then
kind of
we'll jump into it.
Change your mood, situations, whatever, and then
I can as you can see, it's this quick mental dialogue. Is a lifesaver. It's going to help you avoid saying things that you wish you could take back. But at the same time, it's going to encourage you to actually speak up. When it's the right thing to do.
Absolutely.
You'll encounter times when, you'll answer each question as a clear yes. This needs to be said by me right now.
Yep.
Even when it sparks a conversation that's not easy for you.
Right.
Or for the person you're talking to. And in those cases, the 3-question rule will inspire confidence.
Yep.
And it's going to help you be more assertive.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
For example, a member of your team, let's just say, is late for a meeting again for the 3rd time in a row. And you've thought about addressing it last time, but you didn't.
Yep.
Now, ask yourself.
Does this need to be said?
Yes.
Does it need to be said by me?
It depends. But if you've been inconvenienced, yes.
Does this need to be said by me now?
Yes. And of course, you still want to address these things in an emotionally intelligent way.
You gotta use your EQ.
Less we've got to nip this in the bud, and more, is everything okay?
Yeah. I noticed, several meetings in a row, I'm trying to make sure you're good.
Right. That's so much better. That's so much better. So this type of approach allows you to get to the real root of the problem. And it also helps the other person to see you as someone trying to help them and not, just mess with them.
Yeah.
And that's the key.
Yeah.
That's the key to inspiring a real long-term change.
Yeah. Same kind of stuff with your relationship, with work scenarios. All of those things are applicable.
Yeah, it's going to help in every way.
We're talking about here.
But, you might be thinking, what if your default behavior isn't blurting out something too quickly? Rather, you often hesitate to speak up. What if you're more like that?
Yeah, you're wired a little differently. So, you typically don't say much about anything, that kind of thing. So, you should probably do it slightly differently.
So, what you want to do is think, if I don't say it now, will I regret it later?
Like, man, I should say something.
Right.
Because if I don't say that, I'm gonna regret it. I know I don't usually say something, but I think this needs to be said.
Right. So chances are you can use both methods, whichever is going to work for you, and adapt it to the situation. Keep that in mind.
Yeah.
So next time you catch yourself about to say something you might regret,
stop.
Take a pause
And follow the 3-question rule.
Does this need to be said?
Does it need to be said by me?
Does it need to be said by me now?
Boom.
You'll thank us later.
Heath and Tracy giving you some EQ game, some EI game.
Let's see if we got any more comments here.
Emotional
Oh, you're
intelligence.
welcome. You are most welcome.
You know, Reality Dog, we got you.
Oh, yeah. You see, he had me stop right quick. We didn't want to get into that. But yeah, we know how that is. Now, this was a long show, and we wanted to just take our time with it because we know it's the last show of 2021.
Yep.
Next time we see you live, it'll be in 2022.
Amazing.
But look for us to come to your YouTube screen on a daily basis for the next 30 days.
Under the YT. The YT Vlogmas game. Y'all ready for Vlogmas?
Yeah, I'm not ready.
Y'all getting all wound up for it?
I'm not.
Are you on the edge of your seats? You need to
tell everybody what Vlogmas is for those of them that don't know.
You need to binge watch Heath and Tracy Vlogmas from 2017. It's gonna be crazy.
Okay.
21 is gonna be crazy. Yeah. So if you guys are familiar with kind of YouTube world and have seen Vlogmas on some channels or seen other people do that, essentially go through the entire month of December every day, just kind of vlogging, doing some.
It's just lifestyle vlogging,
documentation of your life, just kind of lifestyle, what's happening, what you're doing. So Trace and I kind of came up with some cool ideas to make it fun for y'all.
A little fun, not completely bored.
See another side of me and the Queen and the fam, you know. So it should be cool.
It should be pretty cool.
Yeah. We're gonna keep it soft, but make sure you check that out. Heath and Tracy TV Vlogmas is going down. So thank you. Thank you for joining us this evening. We appreciate our audience as always. We know you could be doing other things, but you chose to spend time with me and the Queen here, keeping company with us this evening. And we are grateful and appreciative. And so if you have any other comments around the content of the show, make sure you drop that in the comments. Queen Tracy and I answer all of our comments and questions ourselves. So that's what's going on. So make sure you do that. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you're not subscribed to Heath and Tracy TV. And remember, work hard now,
so you don't have to later. Good night.
We love y'all. Peace.